Yeah, unbelievable college football atmosphere, and hats off to the University of Cincinnati, to their players, their fans, Coach Tuberville. That's by far the most hostile environment in our league right now, and a Thursday night game blackout. Students with the thunder sticks and national TV on ESPN. I just thought it was a great showcase for our conference, and was proud of our team for responding when we didn't play our best, especially on offense. Shot ourselves in the foot a lot, but when you have 540 yards of offense and 28 first downs, you probably should score more than 24 offensive points, but we didn't. And the defense carried us, and the defense again against the run has been everything we've asked of it and more. And so excited to play Texas State. I haven't been back to San Marcos in a long time. Spent 2 years there. Michelle and I have very fond memories of my time there in Texas State and in San Marcos, and have an opportunity to play against a good friend of mine in Everett Withers. So excited to prepare for this week.
Take questions for Coach Herman. Please star 1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue. Then the operator will introduce you.
We'll go first to Dan Tortora with WakeUpCallDT.com.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Dan. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. To go into this game that you just had against Cincinnati, I know you spoke on your team, but to look at the other side and just what you can say about Tommy Tuberville and what he's done with this team, despite their loss, just what you took away from Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, I know they lost a couple key skill guys on offense and the left tackle, but their quarterback is playing at a very high level. He's still got some I think they're, one of, if not the most talented teams in our conference, from top to bottom. I would put them in the top 2 or 3 in terms of talent level. So obviously Coach Tuberville has recruited really, really well. And has developed that. I think the biggest improvement is on defense. Their defensive tackles, absolutely manhandled our guards and center for a good 3 quarters. Now, we wore them down pretty good, and in the fourth quarter we were able to finally run the ball a little bit inside. But for 3 quarters, we couldn't block those guys. And, and then also I think just from a schematic standpoint, they're in the right place. They're playing their coverages. They're playing their assignments really well. So that's a really, really good football team that I think maybe a lot of people, maybe had written this off as a rebuilding year for them in the East. But I think they certainly have an opportunity, at least at talent level and coaching, to make some noise in the league this year.
And then as far as something that Tommy Tuberville said, he said, I coached in the Big 12. And this Houston offense is a Big 12 offense. Just how you would respond to a comment like that, just kind of what you take away from that.
I would argue we're not as fast. Our outside guys, our outside receivers, we're big and physical, but we're not real fast. So I would say I appreciate the compliment, but I think we got to get a little bit more speed for us to be compared to some of those great offenses in the Big 12.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan.
We'll go next to John Whistler with San Antonio Express News.
Coach, I wonder if you could talk a little bit more about your time at Texas State. Of course, that program has changed now. They're an FBS school now, and just talk about how that program has grown.
Just from afar, we loved it when we were there. Michelle and I, like I said, we only had Priya at the time. She was a baby when we were there, but we have very fond memories of San Marcos. I think that was where we purchased our first home. There on Deer Stand Loop there in San Marcos, and so and then just to see the program go from where we left it as a playoff caliber 1AA school to then the transition to FBS. I know the expansion of the stadium, the pictures I've seen look beautiful, and I'm excited for Everett and his family and Kara Withers, his wife, to be back in the state of Texas and hopefully get that thing rolling again.
Where do you know Everett from?
We spent 2 years together on the same staff at Ohio State. And then even prior to that, way back when in 99 and 2000, I was a graduate assistant at Texas when he was a part of Mac Brown's first staff. He was the secondary coach there as a young, I think he was 30 years old at the time. He was coaching secondary, and I was a graduate assistant coach.
What were your thoughts on him?
Oh, tremendous human being, great recruiter, great developer of talent, very meticulous, very detail-oriented. I think he'll do a great job there at Texas State.
And finally, can you talk just a minute about what you see in this Texas State team?
Yeah, and again, credit to Coach Withers and his staff. The one thing I see as a team that plays really hard and really physical, and that's coaching, because you can tell they're trained that way. Beyond that, it's tough to tell, especially defensively. I know they went into, Athens, Ohio, and got a triple overtime win against a team that is usually, in the top half of the MAC conference, and to do that on the road in your first game as a head coach in a program that tells me that his team has bought into his plan and his vision. But again, it's with only 2 games and one of them being against an SEC opponent, it's tough to tell quite yet exactly from a personnel standpoint, who their standout guys are.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.